Dear students, today I am going to explain some important questions from Tamil Nadu Textbook Society. 5 more questions. These questions are frequently asked in the previous public examination. So, dear students, please study all these questions one by one. I just explain only one question now. First question, it is given in unit number 10. What are the differences between debenture and share? What are the differences between debenture and share? Before studying the difference between debenture and share, I want to explain what is the meaning of debenture, what is the meaning of share. We are having some knowledge about debenture. For example, when we need money, we borrowed money from the money lenders. Likewise, in the emergency situation, the company is also borrowing money from the public, just like a issue of share. When we issue the share amount is not repaid. But if you borrowed any loan, that amount must be repaid with interest. Each and every year we must pay interest. Whether we earn profit or not, we must pay interest. And this debenture amount is repaid after completion of certain period. As per the terms and condition, the debenture amount can be repaid. This is the meaning of debenture. Once again, I explain debenture. Debenture means debenture. We borrowed loan from the public. Borrowed loan from the public is called as a debenture. Share means the capital, it is a part of capital. With the help of this capital, the board of directors conduct the business and they earn profit. A portion of profit is given in the form of dividend. If the company earned profit, then only dividend will be given. But whether the company earned profit or not, the interest must be paid. So, basic point first we understand. What is the meaning of debenture? What is the meaning of share? If you are having some idea about debenture and share, we can easily write the differences between debenture and share. It is given in our textbook. I just explain what is given in our textbook only. For 10 points are given. We have to study these 10 points in the examination. Most probably write any 5 points. It is a 5-mark question. Write any 5 points relating to debenture and share. But you have to study 10 points. If you are thorough with 10 points, you are able to write at least 5 points in the examination. So, dear students, it is a 5-mark question. Each and every day, I will explain only one question from the 5-mark question pattern. Today, I want to explain what are the difference between debenture and share. In our textbook, 10 points are given. We have to study these 10 points. Before studying the differences, we just know the meaning of debenture. Debenture is a loan borrowed from the public. But share is a portion of capital. The total capital is divided into small unit. Each unit is called as a share. So, if the company earned profit, the dividend will be given. Dividend is a portion of profit which is distributed to the shareholder. Whether the company earned profit or not, a fixed rate of interest must be given to all the debenture holder. The debenture amount can be repaid after completion of certain period. But the share amount is not at all normal return. Only the preferential shares can be refunded, but equity shares are not at all refunded during the lifetime of the company. So these are the basic differences. Then we study the differences between debenture and the share in the examination point of view. The examination point of view, you have to write this. If this question is asked, you have to write the columns and write. First, you draw the columns. What are the difference between share and debenture? Here you write it is a serial number. Here you write debenture. You write the answer in the tabular form. What are the difference between debenture and shares? First you write the heading, here serial number. Point number 1, I want to explain that point number 1. Already I told you, debenture means we have to borrow, B means the company is going to borrow money from the public. If the amount is borrowed from the public, if the loan is borrowed from the public, it is called as a debenture. But share is a part of capital of the company. Capital means amount invested by the business. The proprietor invests the amount into the business is called as a capital. In the initial classes we studied what is the meaning of capital. Capital means the amount invested by the proprietor to the business is called as a capital. But in the joint stock company, the capital is invested by the shareholders. The capital is collected from the public. So it is a joint ownership business. That's why it is called as a joint stock company. Then the difference between debenture and share. The first point, debenture constitute a loan. Debenture constitute a loan. But share is a part of capital. Share is a part of capital. Point number 1 in our textbook, the detailedly given. I just give the hints. With the help of these hints, you have to develop the sentences. Debenture constitute a loan. Share is the part of capital of the company. Share is a part of capital of a company. Totally 10 points I am going to explain. First point is completed. You just remember loan. You just remember capital. Debenture constitute a loan, but share is a part of capital. First point completed. Then point number 2. Share debenture is handled by the middle class level, middle and lower level. Debenture is the middle and lower level. The debenture holders are not able to come to the management of a company. The board of directors are elected by the shareholders only. So the debenture holders are having a low and middle level in the company's activities. But the share is the top level. The board of directors, managing director, shareholder, they are all elected by the shareholders. So it is a top level. Point number 2, top level. It is a lower, middle and lower level. I explained the same 2 points once again. Debenture constitute the loan of a company. Share is the part of capital. Then point number 2, debentures are in the middle and lower level, but the shares are in the top level. Point number 2 is also completed. Then third point, the debenture holders, already explained, the debenture holders are eligible to get interest, but the shareholders are getting dividends. The interest is fixed, whether the company earn profit or not. The interest must be a fixed one. The shareholders are getting dividend, but the dividends are varying. Point number 3. Once again, I explain from top to bottom. Loan. Debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of capital. You study this question today itself. Not wait for tomorrow. You study these 10 points today itself. In the examination, you will write at least 5 points. Normally, 5 points are asked in the examination. Frequently, these questions are asked for the last 25 years. So, you have to study this question. What are the differences between share and debenture? Debenture constitute a loan of a company. I am telling the same words again and again for the purpose of remembrance. Debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of share capital of a company. The debentures are in the middle and lower level. Shares are in the top level. The debenture holders are getting fixed rate of interest. The shareholders are eligible to get the dividend. The dividend is varying year to year. Then point number 2, it is a charge. Debentures are generally a charge on the assets of the company. Charge on the assets of the company. The company's assets are pledged to the debenture holders. The lien is marked for the debenture holders. So, normally debenture is a charge on the assets of the company. Shares do not carry such charges. Do not carry such charges. Once again, explain the 4 points once again. Debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of share capital. Debentures are in the middle and lower level. Shares are in the top level. Debentures holders are eligible to get the fixed rate of interest. Shareholders are eligible to get the dividend. The dividend is varying. Dividends are varying. According to profit earning capacity, the dividend amount may be changed. But interest amount is not going to change whether the company earned profit or not. The interest must be paid. Then debentures are normally charged on the assets of the company. Shares do not carry such charges. Then point number 5, the debentures are issued at a discount also. There is no restriction for issuing share at a discount. But according to the Companies Act 2013, the shares cannot be issued at a discount. Cannot be issued at discount. According to Companies Act 2013, the shares cannot be issued at discount. In the Companies Act 1956, the shares can be issued at discount, but in the Companies Act 2013, shares cannot be issued at discount. But a debenture can be issued at discount. There is no restriction for issuing share at discount. Once again, I explain the same 5 points once again. Debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of share capital of a company. Debentures are in the middle and lower level. Shares are in the top level. Debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of interest. The shareholders are eligible to get the dividend. The dividend may be vary according to the profit. Then debentures are the charge on the, normally debentures are charged on the assets of the company, but the shares do not carry such charges. The debenture can be issued at discount also, but share cannot be issued at discount according to the Companies Act 2013. Okay, dear students, 5 points. These first 5 points are very easy. Anyway, you have to study 10 points, then only you are able to write at least 5 points in the examination time. So, point number 6, I want to explain here. Point number 6. Already we studied fixed rate of interest. The same point comes again. The rate of interest is fixed. The rate of interest is fixed. Fixed rate of interest is given in the debentures. But the equity shares, here we have to study, there are 2 types of equity share and preferential share. Only equity share rate may be rate of dividend is varying. But the preferential share depending upon the profit, then the preferential shares are getting fixed rate of dividend. That is a different thing. The rate of interest is fixed in the debenture. the board of directors cannot do anything for issuing, for allowing, for distributing interest. But in the share, equity share, the board of directors has the power. Board of directors has the power to decide and declare the dividend. Whether the dividend is payable or not is decided by the board of directors. Once again, I explain from first point to 6 points. First point, debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of share capital of the company. Point number 2, it is in the middle and lower level. Debentures are in the middle and lower level. Shares are at the top level. Then debentures, fixed debenture holders are eligible to get the fixed rate of interest. But the shareholders are getting dividend. The dividend may be varying according to profit. Then debentures are normally charged on the assets of the company. Shares do not carry such charges. The debentures can be issued at discount also. There is no restriction for issuing share at discount. But the share cannot be issued at the discount according to Companies Act 2013. Then point number 6, the rate of interest is fixed in the case of debenture. But in the case of share, in the equity share, the rate of dividend is varying according to the profit earning capacity of the company. If the company earned more profit, more dividend will be distributed to the shareholder. If the company earned less profit, the rate of dividend may be varying. But the board of directors are decided. The board of directors are decided, then only the dividend will be distributed to the shareholders. That is very, very important point. The board of directors has the power to distribute and declare the dividend. But in the debenture, interest is paid. The consent of the board of directors is not at all necessary one. Then we study seventh point. They have no voting right. The debenture holders have no voting right. But the shareholders are having the voting right. The board of directors are elected by the shareholders. Voting right. Easy and important question. If this question is asked, you have to select first this question. Very, very important as well as easy question. Once again, I explained from first point to 7th point. Debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is a part of share capital of the company. It is at the middle and lower level. Shares are at the top level. Then point number 3, fixed rate of interest is distributed to the debenture holders, or debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of interest. Shareholders are getting dividend, but the dividend may be varied according to the profit earning capacity of the company. Point number 4, debentures are the charge on the assets of the company. Shares do not carry such charges. Then debentures are issued at discount. There is no restriction to issue the debenture at discount, but the share cannot be issued at discount. According to Companies Act 2013, the share cannot be issued at discount. Then point number 6, the debenture holders are getting fixed rate of interest. The same point we will repeat once again, but here there is some more additional information. Debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of debenture and fixed rate of interest. Debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of interest. But shareholders are, the dividend of the shareholders are varying. In the case of equity shares, their rate of dividend is varying. The declaration of dividend and distribution or dividend are the decision of the board of directors. If the board of directors decide, then only dividend is declared. Then the debenture holders have no voting right, but the shareholders are having the voting right. Then eighth point, already we studied the debenture holders are entitled to get the interest. If the company have no profit, do not earn any profit, no profit, company do not earn any profit, the interest must be given. Interest must be given. But the dividend is given if the company earned profit, then only dividend is given. Only out of profit, dividend is given to the shareholders. Point number 8, interest on debentures are payable to the debenture holders. Interest is paid to the debenture holders whether the company earn profit or not. If there is no profit, interest must be paid to the debenture holder. But the dividend is given only out of profit. Only out of profit, dividend is given. If the company is suffered any losses, the no dividend is distributed to the shareholders. But the debenture holders are entitled to get the interest. Once again, I explain from first point to 8th point. The debenture constitute a loan of a company. Share is the part of share capital of the company. Point number 2, it is a middle level and lower level. Debentures are in the middle level and lower level, but the shares are in the top level. Point number 3, the debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of dividend, fixed rate of interest, not dividend. The debenture holders are entitled to get the fixed rate of interest. Shareholders are getting dividend. The dividend may be varying, dividend may be changed. Then the debentures are the charge on the assets of the company. The shares do not carry such charges. The debentures are issued at discount also, but the shares cannot be issued at discount. Then point number 6, rate of interest is fixed in the case of debenture, but the rate of dividend is varying in the case of equity share. Then the dividend is declared, and whether the dividend is declared as per the decision of the board of directors. The debenture holders have no voting right, but the shareholders are having a voting right. They enjoy the voting right. If there is no profit, the company is not earning any profit, interest must be given to the debenture holders. But the dividend is given only out of profit. Then point number 9, we have just 2 points. Debenture holders are getting interest. Point number 9, interest paid to the debenture holders is considered as a expenditure. Interest given to the debenture holder is considered as a expenditure. It is deducted out of profit. The expenditure is deducted from profit. But dividend is not considered as a business expenditure. It is not considered as it is not the business expenditure. Once again, I explain this 9th point. The debenture holders are entitled to get the interest. Whether company earn profit or not, dividend interest must be given to all the debenture holder. Interest paid is considered as a expenditure. The interest paid to the debentures are deducted from the debit side of the profit and loss account. It is deducted from profit. But the dividend declared is not considered as a business expenditure. It is not entered in the profit and loss account, but it is entered in the profit and loss appropriation account. So the dividend given to the shareholder is not considered as a business expenditure. Then last point, return. When we issued any interest, when we paid any interest, no return is filed. There is no return. Return of allotment is not necessary. But when we issued any dividend, E-form number 2 must be filed to the registrar and must be filed to the registrar and given to the board of directors. This is a new point. Return on allotment. When we paid any interest to the debenture holder, no return is submitted to the registrar. There is no such return of allotment. The return files are not submitted. But when we issued any dividend, E-form number 2 is submitted to the registrar as well as the board of directors. These are all the 10 points relating to difference between debenture and shares. Once again, I just simply explained debenture is the loan of a company, share is the part of the share capital of the company. It is in the middle level and lower level. It is at the top level. Then fixed rate of dividend, fixed rate of interest is given to the debenture holders. The issue of dividend is varying, is changeable. Then it is a charge of the assets of the company. Debenture is a charge of the assets of the company. Share is not at all a charge of the assets of the company. Debenture can be issued at a discount also. Share cannot be issued at discount according to the Companies Act 2013. The rate of interest is fixed in the case of debenture. The equity shares rate of dividend may be vary. The board of directors has the power to decide and declare dividend. The debenture holders have no voting right. The shares holders are enjoying the voting right. If the company is not earning any profit, interest must be paid to all the debenture holders. But the shareholders are entitled to get the dividend only out of profit. If the company earn profit only, the dividend is given to the shareholders. Then interest paid is considered as an expenditure, so it is deducted from the profit. It is shown in the profit and loss account. But declaration of dividend is not considered as a business expenditure. It is not shown in the profit and loss account. It is shown in the profit and loss appropriation account. Then the debenture, when we issued any interest to the debenture holder, the return is not at all filed to anybody. But when the dividend is declared, E-form number 2 must be filed to the registrar and to the board of directors. Dear students, I explained only one question. You study this question today itself. Okay, thank you. God bless you.